Welcome, GSCers. We got Soulwind versus ZiloXX. I am commentating the GSC OU Cup. I just finished commentating GSC UU Cup, including the finals. But since the GSC Cup, the one that most of you are probably familiar with, has delayed a little bit because one of the players needed a whole week extension, I took my time to decide to record this. This is a game between Soulwind and ZiloXX. They hardly need an introduction if you're familiar with them for GSC or for other tiers. ZiloXX, SPL level player, and if Soulwind never played GSC for SPL, it's because he had better things to do, like wreck people's shit in like literally every other tier. He is perhaps one of the best um, of Pokemon Showdown, hands down. So um, I'm a big fan, in case you guys haven't noticed. But before we get to that, shout outs to our sponsor, Honchcrow Wholesale, reaching out to Sinnoh's smartest shoppers. Obviously, that's not a real sponsor. Anyways, I just wanted to plug that. If you guys like what we're doing, you know, subscribe because I got a lot of GSCOU for you guys. Anyways, there are three matches in this particular semifinals, just due to how the numbers are. People that win this, or the top two players that make it in this tournament, finalist and runner-up, qualify for a another tour known as the Smogon Classic, where they get to where 16 players face off in a best of 5 of all of the old gens between 1 and 5. So yeah, here we go. So we got Lax, Chloe lead, immediate Starmie switch, kind of interesting, but not entirely out there. A little risky to go for that because of the toxic and all that, yada yada yada. But it doesn't matter because this Cloyster's HP electric. I don't know what kind of scouting they have of each other. In fact, I don't really know very well how these two players build. So Starmie's actually safe to stay in on this Cloyster. Whoop-de-doo. Um, Without the toxic, there's really not much that the Cloy can do. It can, deal some damage, hope for a crit, but it has, Spikes has less PP than Rapid Spin. So if it ever really comes to, these two just staying in on each other like that indefinitely, Starmie has the upper edge. Let's just leave it at that. So Xylo rightfully goes for a boom, but this also means Soulwind won't have to worry about spinning. Gets early spikes on that Lax. Gonna go for Toxic, which misses. But I don't think Soulwind doesn't have an answer. There's the Reflect on the Fori. Oh my god, is this what I think it is? Oh my god, if Soulwind brought this team, then he's an absolute legend. Is he bringing the Earthworm Rest Fori team? I actually think that they are. Holy crap. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting as hell. So this Fortress is probably Rest, has Reflect and Toxic to wall the Lax and then Rest. Essentially, the whole objective is to get the spikes, leave a Toxic on the Lax, and stall it out until they're finally able to go to Umbreon? I was thinking of Phaser. But I guess this works too? Okay. And for those of you that don't know, Mean Look plus Baton Pass is banned, so this is a Charm Toxic Umbreon. Does it have Moonlight? I wouldn't think so. It could have Mean Look, but that would exclude Baton Pass. So, Soulwind successfully managing to at least slow down that Lax for the time being. And it would appear that it is Rest Talk. So, it's going to stay in. Nope. No Sleep Talk. Okay. Never mind. Go for a Toxic? No. Just going to stall out that Zap. Machamp. Okay. This still looks like it respects the structure of the initial team. There's a Venusaur. Yes, this is a variant of the Earthworm team. Holy crap. Oh my god. He actually brought it to GSC Cup. That's incredible. Yeah, this is one of the teams that Earthworm designed himself. He was trying to find usage for Fori and for all of these other BL mons. You see a Venusaur there. Eggy. Eggy Machamp looks like it could have a really good fighting chance at winning, but at the same time, Soulwind actually seems to have some good tools to answer everything. Everything. The Venusaur is going to help a lot if that Machamp isn't EQ. So booming on the Starmie isn't going to be the end for Soulwind. They still have one fighting resist in Venusaur there, but they absolutely cannot let it get parried because it's going to spell the end for them. So Xylo not ready for this heat. And I really didn't think anyone would bring this all the way up to semifinals. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is incredible. I'll probably leave a link in the description for this game. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'm honestly stoked. This could end terribly, but if it doesn't, Soulwind makes a statement, and Earthworm indirectly so as well. I'm honestly getting chills. What an exciting way to to bring stall. Gonna spam the toxic because there isn't really much else to use. And if you can, make that Lax run out of Curse PP, especially with the Umbreon behind a Reflect, that's perfect. Behind a Reflect, it's not setting up defense, so there's not going to be any stat rollover. Instead, it's going to lower the attack of the Snorlax. What I mean with that is that if it were, for instance, Curse Skarmory, it couldn't benefit from the Reflect because then the defense would roll over in the same way that Marowak's attack rolls over when you use Swords Dance. The more you know. So Fori going to come in once again and minding its own business, taking only 9%, just barely enough to cancel out the lefties. But we don't have Permasand in Gen 2. This is not ADV. Getting a Toxic on the Zap, and that's exactly why you spam the hell out of Toxic, just to shut down those mofos that don't use Sleep Talk. And now the entire team of Xylo is on a timer, barring some sort of Nidoking, which I don't think they have, in the back. Why haven't we seen Snorlax come in yet? Probably just because of the Machamp being too scary. So Venusaur reveals Leech Seed could have Sleep Powder. We don't really know. Gonna go for Razor Leaf. So I don't remember the Venusaur set. But Umbreon gonna come in like it's nobody's business. Probably doesn't want to get boomed on. Gonna Pursuit. So the fourth move is Pursuit. So it has a move for everything, everybody. Rest, Charm, Pursuit, Toxic. That's pretty good. Not too common, but not unheard of. A Body Slam para could be huge. I didn't mean para on the Lax. I meant on the Machamp, but okay, never mind. Rock Slide, because you do not have infinite cross chops. Xylo already getting the intuition that this game is going to last quite a bit. Exeggutor in range of a Razor Leaf. Gets a crit. Razor Leaf has boosted crit range, but what you probably don't know is that Razor Leaf has 40 PP. Yes, this thing is meant for stalling the hell out of the opponent and forcing switches. Oh my god. Soulwind is actually going to win. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. The only other thing I think could come into Xylo's aid at this point is that is exactly that was not what I was thinking, but that helps, and so does that also helps. Suddenly, oh what, we have an anime moveset. We have Thunder, T-Wave, no coverage, Restock? I don't even know anymore. I'm not really sure. Am I watching GSC? Is my name Cherry? Am I 25? What is purple? I don't know. Leech Seed. PK Leech Seed. No Razor Leaf crit. Gonna take 42. So as you can see, Venusaur, you know, definitely has synthesis, but yeah, the objective here is more like, okay, I know that you can't stay in forever unless you're like Curse Talk. And you know, I don't have infinite synthesis PP, but I'm happy with just getting some chip on your Machamp. That's the whole idea. So it's like, okay. So at least from what I gather in Gen 2, when you use Leech Seed, um, if you use it last, it doesn't absorb any HP. So if you switch in on a Leech Seed, it doesn't absorb anything, and you can be safe for a turn and make them use up the PP. These are a bunch of texts that I learned just because I need to protect myself from chip damage and shit when people stall me, which is rare, but it happens. Umbreon. Ooh, risky. I haven't checked the turns, but I would imagine... Oh my god. Okay. They're very lucky that that isn't Double Edge. But at the same time, they're not because they got, like, paras and stuff, but whatever. Anywho. You know, Soulwind playing really well. Perhaps, I don't know if I would say they got the perfect matchup, but they got the perfect matchup. They didn't even have to use rest on the Fori. No EQ. EQ probably would have been worse against Soulwind's team here. So this Machamp is in a shitty spot. It gets toxic. It's basically dead at this point. No Fire Blast either, so nothing. Nada. Gonna go to Lax, though, because that is a good play to make. Soulwind just gonna respect it. Just go to the Fori. Use Reflect. At this point, the Snorlax has to be running out of curses and body slams. Only 10 body slams left. Kangaskhan. Okay, that's it. Game over. Unless Xylo has a, what's it called? Gengar? This game is over. It's T-Tar. This game's over. Kanga wins. Kanga's fast as fuck. It can use Roar like it's doing right now. This T-Tar definitely doesn't have rest. And Kanga can just set up. And once you set up, you can't even phase it. But diligent as ever. Soulwind's just going to keep on going. Going to keep on dodging them rock slides. Going to set up Curse finally. But Xylo must not know what he's in for. At least they have a Machamp, though. Probably forcing that Machamp. Yeah, exactly. Gonna take that spikes. If you get roared in, you don't take you don't also take poison. You only take spikes. That's something to keep in mind. Anyways, this Machamp is pretty much fucked. So, this game, I would speed ahead, but I know where this is going. I don't expect this to last longer than 50 turns, for 50 more turns, and I'm super excited. This is a first showcase. This is Earthworm making a statement that you can use Stall and not have Skarmory, and not have Zapdos, and not have an Electric. But I do have to say that it's kind of yucky versus certain cores. I've used in my GSC ladder video a team by Earthworm with the same concept in mind, and it did have Rest Fori, but I had Kingdra and Gengar. And I think this one's actually probably better. Machamp's dead now. It's dead. So Xylo going to keep it as a sack, possibly? and for good reason, considering that the Kanga is annoying. It's a sweeper and phaser. Not something you see every day. No para. That would have been... it's too little too late. Soulwind stays in because he's like, yeah, you can para me now. I don't care. Rock Slide. Umbreon doesn't care about Rock Slide. If you have Screech, though, that would be nice. No Screech. It's just standard. It's the Pursuit Tar. That sucks, man. That really sucks. I don't know. I don't even know who set up Light Screen. Was that Venusaur? Damn. Light Screen Venusaur and Umbreon. Giving me those angry Charizard kid vibes when that guy would use Charizard on ladder. Anyway, whatever. I suppose we could start to speed things up a little bit. If it goes to 4A one more time, I'm going to click fast forward. You know what I mean. How many curses? 4 curses. So Xylo doesn't have enough curses to set all the way up to max. Barring a Sleep Talk, of course, because the Sleep Talk can bring it there. And I don't know if I advise Soulwind to stay in. When you have a Reflect 4E. But, okay. Just going for the offensive, the body slams, and it's not in range. Nope, it's not in range. Yeah. Okay, so the body slam on Xylo's Lax makes sense considering the Machamp, the paralysis spread, all that stuff. All that good stuff. So the boom on the Starmie was good, but unfortunately the lack of spikes makes things really suck. Did I forget to mention that this 4A doesn't have Rapid Spin? Its sole purpose is to wall all Laxes barring Drum and Flame Lax. And Boom Lax, I guess. But Umbreon doing its thing. I said anime because, you know, like in the anime, Pikachu has like 50 electric type moves and no coverage. Use Thunderbolt. Use Thunder Shock. Thunder Smash. Thunder. You know it's going to hit Horde when it uses Thunder. Anyways, this is pretty much donezo. Yeah, it even has EQ. Imagine. You need to have EQ on this kind of team because it's like, yeah, you have a Pursuit user, but it's really scary. You need to be able to have the good, some good tools versus those really fast offense teams. Not this one. This one's kind of fat, has Pursuit and Machamp. It's a little different. 4 going to come in here. Just make him waste the last of its PP. You know, 7 PP, it can definitely outlast that. Reflect, Rest, Sleep Talk, Curse, Charm, you get it. At a certain point, Xylo can't really do anything. Going in, that was a good switch because they switched to the Lax. It's not Sleep Talk, but again, it got crit, so it took the crit for Umbreon, and Umbreon was definitely going to die. And so it was just a smart move. There's only 1 Thunder left. This game's over. That last Thunder. Oh, so it does have hidden power. I am disappointed. No, that's not bad, but I don't really like this particular Zap. Whatever. It seems like Xylo knows what they're doing, though. I can't blame them for, you know. They just ended up with the worst team that preys on slow offense. Yeah, Pursuit, Shenanigans, Psychological Pursuit. So Soulwind taking a book not just from Earthworm, but also Zakuru. Using Pursuit when your mon is asleep is a way to inflict mental damage to your opponent that will leave a long-lasting scar and give them a heart attack, potentially. This Zap is not a threat. This Lax has 1 curse left and probably doesn't want to start using its Sleep Talks because it has 1 Sleep Talk left, so this game is over. But did they get a crit? The Lax got a crit. The Lax got a crit, which is why the Kangaskhan switched out. I still think it was gonna live, but it's whatever. Just delaying the inevitable at this point. Lax has one curse, like we already mentioned. Zapdos has no thunders and no sleep talk, so that's just gone. Okay, so yeah, that's game one. Hopefully, the next couple of games aren't going to come to a long, a long ass set, but I hope you guys are here to enjoy yourselves, right? So, you know, get yourself a cup of some good brew, because this may be long. We don't know. It's Gen 2. What do you expect? 4 lead, Eggy lead. I can't remember the last time I saw this matchup, but okay. Hidden Power, Fire, immediate reveal. Crunch Raikou, immediate reveal. So probably no status, given that, I mean, I guess it could have status, could have sleep. Doesn't go for the sleep on a Raikou of all things, because that would be, And Xylo's going to pay dearly. And Soulwind going for an aggro as fuck move, and is also going to go for spikes. And Xylo going in on the last possible turn with that Eggy. Going to go for a boom, but it's all for naught. In comes Gengar. Soulwind saw this coming 3 miles ahead. But still, Xylo gets some value with a trade with the pursuit. And good lord, it's the other variant of the Earthworm team. If you saw my ladder video, you saw this team. Somehow I didn't see this coming. I don't know what to expect. Soulwind, I love you. I never doubted you, but I love you. Okay, I don't even remember my sets. Okay, so this is Rorku. They don't have hidden power. The Gengar. Oh my god. I've been laddering with too much on my alt. I did like 100 games, so I don't even remember this team anymore. The Kingdra is the sleep talker. It's the sole sleep talker of the team. The Gengar is Destiny Bond, and apparently it has no lefties. So it's Destiny Bond Thief, and the 4E's Rest, and there's the spinner, the obligatory spinner, because it's actually a stall team, believe it or not. And once again, no Toxic Cloyster, so Starmie in the advantage here with a Psychic as well. Yeah, no sub. So, Rapid Spin. They're going to go for Psychic here. Just take out the Spiker, then spin. It's one of the fastest mons in the game. Immediate value. You can even dodge a Thunder if you want for your troubles, but nope. Soulwind's going to... In a good spot. They're in a good spot. You can't count Xylo out, though. They still have the best mon in the game. And this team, I feel, is a bit weaker than the last one. Kingdra is good for Nidogar offense. But Xylo insisting on bringing some slow offense just like last time, and this time it might actually pay off because there is no Charm Umbreon to save them. Right? Yeah. Because last month Lax. Raikou getting parried, and as you guys already saw up until now, Crunch, Roar, Rest, no Sleep Talk. This is going to stay for a while. Xylo is definitely going to find a way to capitalize off of this. Especially because they have a mon named Vaporeon. Just not yet. Just don't do it yet. Good choice. Curse Lax. Frustration. Frustration is good. I just don't... I feel like Double Edge would have been nicer. Anyways, whatever. So, Sleep Talk Lax is definitely going to have an advantage here against non-Sleep Talk. It's EQ. But body slam does less. I wonder if Xylo knows this team. And it's impressive how that one aggro crunch by staying in on the lax paid off in dividends, because that Eggy could have destroyed this team, absolutely demolished it. It was HP fire, so it was perfectly equipped to hit everything for a lot. So it's Debon Gar, has Thief, has it could have D Punch. We're gonna see now. Just gonna go for the Debond. And a tech that I like to use sometimes is roaring on a Debon Gar, just to annoy them. But there's no spikes, so it's just gonna come back. So it's not really worth it. Down goes the Lax, down goes the Gengar, down goes the T-Tar. That rhymed. And Fori gonna poison that Zap, but you need to find some sort of opportunity here. You need to be able to set up before the other Lax can, because it's gonna spell death. Fortunately, that Lax is put to sleep, and as we said, it's not a sleep talker. So that's boom. So no rest. Good boom there. Giving one chance for the Lax to just have a slight head start. Only slight. Still, Vaporeon looking really scary. Reason is because that Kingdra, we haven't seen it because it can't do anything in this matchup. It's, like I said, it's good for Nidogar. There's no Nidogar here. Even though it has a quad resistance to water, it doesn't really threaten back the Vaporeon, which can set up on its face. And it looks like it may come to that. It may not. It may just be that Xylo's going to win with the best mon in the game. Who knows? So that pursuit was definitely helpful. Full para. Rest. Not that it matters. If it roared in Vaporeon, that would have been cool. I want to see Vaporeon sweep. Come on. Okay. Ice Beam. Dealing, see, some decent damage, 43. Unfortunately, that must have been a high roll. Or it already had some damage on it. I don't know, whatever. At this point, it doesn't matter. Xylo on the board. Much faster. Is Soulwind going to bring a third variant from the Pirate 99? Vote now to see your favorite player win. Raikou, so far it could be. Roarku, it still could be. But we see a crunch on Xylo's end as well. All right. Turn 1 Roar is ballsy as fuck. On an Eggy. Turn 1 Roar on an Eggy. Soulwind is just a madman. Spikes this time round. So early spikes. Has to be Reflect, because you wouldn't do that. You would never let Lax just set up like that. Toxic. And of course there's the Roar, so the objective here is get that Lax down, stall it out until it has to rest, go back to your Raikou, and roar it out when the Lax is sleeping. Also, hope to hell that it isn't Sleep Talk. Which we saw it isn't. I don't know about going to Miltank here, because a crit is going to be deadly, but hey, even a para is going to be a problem. Speak of the devil. No more Reflect either. But Miltank is fast as fuck. Okay, Soulwind's just going to go to 40, because you know what? In this whole process, Lax used like 5 body slams. But we see a boom. Okay, Cloy coming in. Suddenly, looking a little hairy, looking a little scary. This better not be another hidden power Cloyster, or I'll feel bad. Okay. Xylo decided to take the hint and go for Toxic Cloister. Personally, okay, not bad, but I might have gone to Eggy because it clearly has a good matchup here and it can stay in on the Starmie. I don't know. I would have gone to Eggy. Just because it gets a little bit more momentum. There you go. Soulwind doing Xylo a solid. Staying in like the madman he is. But in fairness, this team can't have a good switch in. And I don't think it has HP water. Not even for a second. Oh my god, it has HP water. What team is this? Okay. Is this an Earthworm team again? Meganium. That can't be a good sleep target. But Xylo at this point is like, I'm tired of this bullshit. What is all this new meta stuff? This isn't even new. This is like a year old. Hera has an amazing matchup here, and there is no way around it. Xylo taking out the Raikou. This spells fucked. If but maybe Meganium's gonna come to the rescue here. Obviously, go for that spin every day of the week. Fori is gonna prove to be super helpful. Eggy is also gonna be a game changer in this game. No HP fire. So for the uninitiated, Xylo's team is a pretty old team. Um, I don't know if I like booming on the Meganium when you have a Heracross and you need to get that Fori out of the way. Because there's a lax in the back. It's not over though. This game is surprisingly in an early stage, while also being at a late stage. It's kind of weird. Because this game, I could see how this game could last like 100 more turns, but I could also see how it could last like 10. It's kind of weird. Did I forget to say that it's kind of weird? All right. So Lax is EQ. So that is a moment to bring in the Cloy. I would have set up Toxic first, just to put the timer a tad sooner. Gonna boom. I wonder where this is going. Golem, second boom. Are you gonna actually pull it off? They're gonna pull it off. Okay. But there's a spinner. So it could come at the cost of two guys for nothing if the Lax comes back and rests. No curse yet, probably because they just don't want to invite 40 in. That's the only reason I can think of. Raikou, perfect to stay in with the Raikou in this position here. You need to keep everything at bay. You need to keep 40 at bay. You need to keep everything else at bay. But it will come at the cost of some Thunders. Might go for Crunch personally. I don't know, but he doesn't want to let 40 in. Honestly, if I were Xylo, I would have stayed in. I would have stayed in with the Raikou. There's nothing coming in. 40 is actually at 28%. Starmie's not coming in. It's weak to... I don't know. Could have fished for a Spidef drop. Now if it kills the Starmie, 40 spins and wins. Starmie can also spin and win. I don't know. I don't like that. Damn, that actually might have cost them the game. Let's see. Okay. 40's out, so Xylo still has a chance. Okay. This is down to the wire. And whoever wins will make it to the three-way final. I think. There are 6 players in the semis, so I can only imagine that it's a three-way final where they have to play each other. Everybody has to play each other in one best of 3. I have been finding God this entire set. Lax rests. Hera comes in. Hera sets up. This is how the hell does Soulwind make it out of this? Hmm. Okay. Oh my god. I'm tired as fuck. It's almost 2 in the morning. Megahorn crit. Needed. Another. I would curse or something. You don't have many of these, bruh. 10. How many milk drinks? 6 milk drinks. Okay. This is totally in the air. There's no way of telling who can win. They both can win. But that lacks his curse EQ. I would have set up there. Just not to waste those mega horns. I don't know. So double back? No, goes for thunder. Goes to mega. You have to go to Hera here. You have to. Okay. Listening to me. All right. Because, I mean, I'm not rooting for either player. Again, I'm not. I like both these players, but I really hate to see Hera just lose in this scenario where it really has so much power. But just not enough PP for this mill tank. Like the Raiku's kind of just sitting there. Oh, I'm falling asleep. Not because of the game, but I just don't know what to say. You see it here. Raikou ever so often will have to attack, and Xylo has to put some pressure on the mill tank, but Growl has 61 PP and will decrease the attack of physical attackers. So they can't even attack, and they'd have to hope for a double crit through imperfect accuracy and a milk drink user. So you can see why this is going this way right now. Soulwind is probably very comfortable right now, and things are starting to go super fast, as you can see here. I'm at normal speed, and it's switching at this speed because they're doing quintuple, sextuple, septuple switches. Xylo's running out of options. Yeah. Having spikes would have just been so big. I just would have, I don't know, because now the Raiku's more of a liability than of some assistance. So I would have actually kept that Raikou in on that turn I mentioned. Threaten the mill tank with those thunders and crunches while you still had the opportunity to do so. And essentially, the onus was on them, for those spikes and all that. Plus, I don't know, booming on the Meganium. The double boom on Lax brought us to this. Like, nothing. So, it kind of sucks. But that's also how this team functions. It's a boom offense team. It's meant to get rid of very peculiar checks, but if you don't really know what the fuck Meganium's going to do, it looks like a huge threat. Finally, a crit would be the end. Doesn't go for it. Soulwind laughing, ha ha, in the chat. He's like, ha, I got you. Still, super risky because a crit is death. Means death. Doesn't go for it. Okay. That's because he has 2 PP left. But not going for it means you have nothing. Okay. Now a crit doesn't take it out. Out of milk drinks, but does it matter? Does it matter anymore? You have 1 Mega Horn. 1. Lax is just going to set up. I mean, it can. It doesn't. You can set up. I give you the permission, Soulwind. And Xylo may also set up here. Soulwind may actually pull a sneaky one and go to Miltank. Yeah, exactly. He's basically saying, waste your PP. Yeah, that's right. Switch out. And, oh, God. Miltank for the win, guys. This game is over. There's nothing to do. That's it. That's the last of the curses. So Heracross is forced to stay in with no attack boosts and a limited amount of PP. And if it switches out, which it may have to, no, this is over. GG. Lax sets up. My God, I don't have a big enough brain to use something like that to just expend PP in this way. I mean, I suppose I could pull it off with something that has 61 PP, of which it used 32 growls. Oh my God. And has yet to use more. It's probably gonna, yeah. If I were especially cruel, I would have just like made the Heracross go to struggle, and it needed 1 more turn to do that. Anyways, Soulwind wins. Good job. Shit, man, that was Pirate 99. Big fat shoutouts, man. Still leaving an impact on GSC today. You love to see it. You really do. One of my favorite players, and I guess he passed on the teams. He made a thread. I wonder if he knows that Soulwind used this. I don't know, because he made a public thread of these teams. So Soulwind will be moving on to the finals. Stay tuned.